All right, so the change in y equals 1 over 1 minus b times change in I, okay? So from here, we're giving the change in investment as 1b, okay, or 1 billion. So your change in y is equal to 1 over 1 minus b times what? The change in I, which is 1 billion. Now, the consumption function is a function of income. So whenever there's a change in income, there's supposed to be a corresponding change in what? In consumption. So to find change in consumption, it should be equal to the marginal propensity to consume times change in income, okay, times change in income. We were given change in consumption to be 5 billion. And then now we know change in y to be 1 over 1 minus b times 1 billion, okay? So we insert change in c as 5 billion. Then this equals b times change in y. Change in y is 1 over 1 minus b times 1 billion, okay? So from here, we are just solving for b, okay? We are just solving for b here. So 5 should equal to b over 1 minus b. We do cross multiplication. We get 5 minus 5b is equal to b. So solve for b. We are getting b to be 5 over 6. So the marginal propensity to consume will have to be 5 over 6 before a 1 billion increase in investment can lead to a 5 billion increase in consumption, okay? There are other ways that you can actually do this, okay? But this is what I chose. So this is the answer for the B part, okay? MPC must be 5 over 6, okay? 5 over 6. All right, any question? All right, let's look at the C part. What is the difference between a shift in consumption curve and then a movement along the consumption curve? Okay, what's the difference between a shift in the consumption curve and then a movement along the consumption curve? Now, the consumption curve is drawn with consumption expenditure against income. Okay, so whenever there are changes in income, we'll have to move along the consumption curve. Okay, so we have a movement along the consumption curve whenever there are changes in income, holding all the other factors affecting consumption constant. So if there's an increase in income, then we move upwards. And then if there's a reduction in income, we move downwards because there's a positive relationship between consumption and then income. But then we'll have a shift in the consumption curve when holding income constant, there are changes in the other factors that affect consumption. Remember, according to Keynes, consumption depends on the autonomous component and then income, okay? So if you hold income constant, but then there's a change in the autonomous consumption, that should cause a shift in the consumption curve, okay? So that is the main difference. A shift in the curve is caused by changes in the other factors affecting consumption other than income. But then we'll have a movement along the consumption curve. When holding the other factors constant, there's a change in income. Okay, please, I hope we understand that.
No, please.
All right, let me use the, I don't even know if I do the curve. Now, let's take the, this is the consumption curve, okay? This line here, okay? Now, the consumption curve is drawn with consumption on the vertical and then income on the horizontal, okay? So we'll have a movement along the consumption curve whenever there's a change in income. Assuming we start from this point here, okay? So when we start at this point, income was 1,500. If income should reduce to say 1,000, then we move from this point to this point. You see that we are moving along the consumption curve. If income should increase to say 2,000, then we'll still move what? Along the consumption curve. So this is movement along the consumption curve. We only change income. All the other factors affecting consumption will remain constant. Okay, but then when we talk about a shift in the consumption curve, income is held constant. But then assuming this one, this consumption function was drawn with the autonomous consumption as what? 600. So the 600 is the intercept. What if autonomous consumption increases to 1,000? Then this is where the consumption curve will start from. So this one will give us what? A shift in the curve. Is that okay? If the autonomous consumption should decrease to say 400, then the consumption curve will shift downwards. Is that okay? So this one, income is held constant, but then other factors that affect the autonomous consumption are rather changing. Is that okay? Are we together?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. And then for the next one, they are saying that autonomous consumption is $600. And then the marginal propensity to consume is 0.6. Okay. We should write an algebraic expression for this consumption equation. So you just take the usual consumption function that we know. Consumption equals the sum of autonomous and then income induced. Income induced is MPC times income. Okay. So here consumption will be equal to the autonomous is 600. Then the marginal propensity to consume is 0.6. So consumption will be equal to 600 and then 0.6y. Okay. So to graph this consumption function or curve, the autonomous is the intercept. Okay. The component of consumption that is independent of income. So we start from that. I think the next question, we're supposed to draw this and indicate the autonomous consumption line. So that one is 600. This is your autonomous consumption line. Okay. But then from this point, consumption will be increasing with income. Okay. So as income goes up, we will see consumption to increasing. Okay, so this is the income line where the two curves meet. That is where consumption is exactly equal to income. I think that the last part, we're supposed to find the level of income where consumption will be equal to income. So if consumption is equal to income, then C should be equal to Y. C should be equal to Y. So if C is equal to Y, then Y should be equal to the consumption function, which is the 600 plus 0.6Y. So we have a linear equation in terms of